We'll talk about how close we are in this show, and I'll tell you exactly how close we are. Don't worry, we're fine. Monica Long just got back from a trip to Rio, and we were able to watch 3 amazing videos of her talking about a lot of different things, including the price of Bitcoin at the end of the year, the rise of Ripple, and the XRP ETF. Let's jump right in without further ado. What would you say? Bitcoin is worth $62,700 right now, isn't you? About 0.5% less than the all-time high of $3.48, 8 Ethereum, and 37% less than the all-time high of 99 cents for both USDT and USDC. Not good. Should it be nice instead? 49 cents. XRP. Where will the $237 billion market cap for all cryptocurrencies go? Do you now get what I mean when I say 1 or 2 days? There is a significant event in Bitcoin history that you should be aware of. We already told you that Bitcoin was in a zone of liquidity between 60 and 64. If people are buying as much of this coin as they can, does that mean we won't crash? Also, it doesn't mean that a crash is about to happen. Keeping this zone clear is very important. If we go any further, it is very important to avoid a breakdown. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry, I've seen a lot of people planning for Bitcoin's last drop before it goes through the roof. If we break through the $660,000 level, Bitcoin could test the area between $48,000 and $552,000 again, and it's likely that it will. This area is very important because it marks the start of the fund's bull cycle, which pushed us to all-time highs before the event, keeping a close eye on whether we can keep this $660,000 area. This market will start to move, and all coins will start to move in May. For now, all that's needed is waiting. For the past few weeks, we've been teaching you about moving laterally. That's what you need to pay attention to. Report.com is a great place to find crypto news. My site is already having trouble because of what we put out this morning, but the pieces are still coming in. Network, is it smarter to put your money into Omni first? In spite of this, Omni's success in the Bitcoin market has been all over the place compared to bigger market trends. But the fact that Omni is technically part of the Bitcoin network means that Bitcoin's performance is linked to Omni's. This is important as Bitcoin gets ready for possible investors, and Omni should think about how lower Bitcoin mining payouts might affect security. The business has added to its blockchain-based marketing plan. When choosing whether to invest in Omni, a technical look at the law labels market sentiment and state diversification. Investors need to be careful. To understand pride of Bitcoin, you need to know how it relates to Bitcoin itself and the market as a whole. Before making a choice, investors should be on 2 alerts at the same time. They should think about how much danger they are willing to take and maybe talk to financial advisors. This is especially interesting because there is a strong link between Omni and success, especially among people who used to work for the Omni network. Are we noticing that the BSB beam seems to be working pretty well before the second half? After one day, it's down 42%, but this Omni price chart has seen a big go up and a big go down. Like with everything else, we now have a fix. This is what I wrote a few days ago. Folks, this is what was bought, and I think the price has gone down a bit. At the moment, we're around $1,000. $103. Let it go for $109. This is a great deal. There won't be any problems with getting 5 to 8 times more money back. Quant will push when it moves. Binance got a move of 16.27 Bitcoins from a wallet that doesn't want to be named, and Quant leaves. I'm not sure what this is for per. CZ Bank is getting some extra money ready for his EC case because, as you may know, the more money you have, the less perfume you will get. Who else do you think is pushing this? Based on what you've heard on the street, that's $1 billion, people. It could blow up a market right now. Didn't that say 16,000? People may be curious about what the biggest currency will be worth by the end of the year when Bitcoin starts to lose value. On the other hand, Monica Long looks great. She looks younger. I can tell you that she looks refreshed and ready to go. That much Bitcoin by the end of the year? I don't know for sure by then, but I think it might. Bitcoin will probably go over $100,000, but I think it could go over $1 million in the future. Even if this isn't true, I still think it's worth investing in because it will likely become one of the most important status badges in the digital economy in the future. This will make it a better place for all of us to put our money. The focus is on how the object can be used in real life, since that's what will give it long-term value, stability, and liquidity. I will say, though, that this is a very good place for that kind of growth from Brazil's point of view. Your government has agreed to recognize virtual assets and given you more information about them. There is a lot going on in your developer group. Furthermore, standard banks are open to offering loans. You have to agree to it in order for it to be the perfect mix, or more accurately, the perfect place to breed. Why is it interesting that this person is the head of Ripple? Digital technology is being used in Brazil. XRP will be used in Brazil with the help of First Bank and Ripple. This is the end of Ripple. Meet with Brazil's central banks in secret and watch what happens when your country doesn't fight. When new tools are used, technology moves forward. Understanding and putting limits in place. Businesses like Ripple will be able to start up after that. Come in and really help and improve them. She yells, Zoom, crypto just put out this one. I find it interesting that Web3 is growing and becoming more mature over time, even though Monica is in Rio. I think a lot of that. It's the fact that this circle is real that makes it the most interesting. In this case, I think adoption by a family will be very different. When you think about it, some of the biggest names in finance, like Goldman, BlackRock, and Fidelity, built their goods and services during bear markets. This means they can see the bigger picture. As she just said, the institutional acceptance is the most important part. This is the year of establishment acceptance and growth. In what ways did the organizations act? These are built all over the open market. As you can see, they are indeed in a good place and ready for this situation. The amount of money they think they will make is called a bull run. People, if you can build a business during a bad market and see it through a bull market, you have a real business. When we say that a lot of these fake businesses close during the market, we really mean it. This is very, very important news because these processes work together. It's possible that Ripple could trade for millions of dollars every day, like XRP ETFs. When institutions accept your ideas, it gives you credibility and regulators can't ignore it anymore. When it comes to Hong Kong, you know that most people wouldn't even bring up the words web of millions, but those who don't really win. What do you know? As you heard, it means that companies like Ripple are aware that it's possible that it's an ETF. It really bugs me when people say that Ripple, like XRP, is going to be an ETF, but it's not Ripple. We all know what's going to happen. In the US, it is clear how the rules work. I have no idea why there is a holdup. It's clear on this point. We understand what it is, and it's not a safety measure. Finally, the Bitcoin border period has begun, which means it's time to buy ETFs. We are looking into Bitcoin right now. He keeps it somewhere between 45 and 52 degrees in case it breaks. Hey everyone, I'm somewhere between 485 and 52. Even though we have similar ideas about goals, this is exactly what we might be looking at. This would be the last decline before we left. Our path is a full parabolic curve, and the moon is our goal. Okay, Bitcoin will hit 100,000 by the end of the year. This will quickly become angry. You need to set up your over-the-counter trades and take a position. I'm getting another one right now. I want to work at Kraken's OTC. The desk has several ways to get to it, so be ready to go outside, choose when to leave, and then settle down. If you're having trouble with the numbers, start moving. As quickly as it goes up, it will fall back down. So if you don't know when to get out, you will be stuck with it falling. Much faster, at twice the rate, so you don't have time to sell the next product, you already know you're going to text me. Could there not be another bull cycle? If not, I will have to wait until 2028.